Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday afternoon, and we all know what that means. It's the Lumberjack Landlord with Mike from One Rental at a Time. Mike, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, man. I look forward to this video. This is one I've been thinking about for a while.
I know. I mean, this is, we have 1,000 things we can choose from, right? And we always want to pick the things that we think are going to be most valuable to our combined 35,000 subs and to the hundreds of thousands of views that you get in a week. So this particular item is based on a channel. You don't name it on your channel, but I have to name it on mine, Reventure Consulting. I want to name the channel because I want people, I don't care if he gets the penny. I want people to really understand that the three of us are really data driven. We look at the charts. We look at all the same graphs. We look at all the same charts, right? My problem is that when I come away from one of his videos, I can't understand what he's seeing. And when the same data sets that you and I go through, he clearly doesn't have any clue what we're seeing. The only difference is that or does he? And the only difference is that we're making money off of it. So talk to me about the data that he's seeing. We know what his opinion is, but walk me through the data. Like, let's talk through it. Like, how can somebody look at the same exact thing and come away with completely diametrically opposed ideas?
Well, I think there's a couple of things, right? I have come to appreciate, I'll name them because this video will be posted on your channel first. It will eventually come to mine, but I'll name them, Reventure Consulting. I have come to appreciate the fact that he and I generally read the same data sources.
Agreed. Yeah.
Right. Agreed. He put out a video this morning, for example, where it's a very scary headline talking about 30% price cuts already.
Right.
Just, dude, come on. But in the video, because I only can get through a couple of minutes of his stuff because it makes my head turn, but he is talking about the same things that I talked about today. For example, earlier in the week, I talked about brand new homes crashing 16%. It went from an expected 750 to 590. That is bad. That is bad. What he didn't say in his video, which I have said in mine, is, oh, by the way, because the housing market is so broken, prices went up 20%. Right. Now, it's median price. It's not price of everything. It's not a price in your backyard. But if we're going to talk about the same data, finish the sentence.
Agreed. Well, give complete.
Yeah, don't just take the first half and say transactions crashing 16%, thus the world is over. Right. As I understand Reventure Consulting, he has been calling for a housing crash in prices for a better part of 2 years, and he's calling it every week. I'm sorry. I have been calling for transactions to crash, but pricing to slow down and not to crash nationally. There will absolutely be some cities that have a correction.
Agreed.
No question. I'm a national guy.
Yep.
And let's also be clear. I would like nothing more than a real estate crash. Yes. I am not a real estate agent. I don't get paid more because prices are up. It doesn't make me feel good to say prices are up. Affordability sucks today. I mean, all bad things, but that doesn't magically mean median price falls. And we've talked about that a bunch on my channel.
Correct.
Today, he talked about pending home sales falling 9%. Again, he extrapolates it. He makes it fearful. He does all these things. He also talks about price drops accelerating, right? We saw inventory accelerate in the last 4 weeks, twice as fast. We are seeing price drops faster than we've seen since 2018. All factually true.
Correct.
However, let's talk about the bigger picture, because I am trying to buy investment properties. I am trying to buy deals. I am trying to help others buy deals, and not only deals, I'm not trying to help them buy great deals.
Right.
He is trying to get a penny a click. And we talked about this the other day on my channel. We didn't name him. We called him, I don't know, Voldemort or Beetlejuice or whatever we called him, because people don't realize for every 1,000 views he gets, he makes between $10 and $15.
Yes.
Somebody said he only makes $1. That is not true.
No, not even close.
I have a financial channel. I know what the payments are. He makes between $10 and $15. So when he creates a scary video with all of these crazy headlines and it gets 100,000 views,
Mhm.
he makes $1,000 to $1,500.
Correct.
Guys, that channel has tapped into a vein of fear,
Right.
of crash, and he is going to tap that vein as he should until it runs dry.
As a YouTube creator.
He
as
should. That's his thing.
Right.
He clearly makes his money, his W-2, his tax return is predominantly YouTube based. Good for him.
Mhm.
That is how America works. You find something that works, double down, triple in, right? Frankly, he should do more videos. If he's got a vein, tap into it. Me, when I look at my W-2 or my tax return, YouTube is a rounding error, right?
Exactly. Sure.
It is,
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
nothing,
Yeah.
right?
True
I am
story.
a real estate guy doing deals. I'm worried about cost segregation and depreciation. I'm looking at, do I deploy capital on a new roof or do I extend it? I'm making real estate decisions. Do I pay off this loan? Do I refi that one? I'm a real estate guy. I spend 90% of my waking hours trying to figure out my portfolio, my deal.
Sure.
YouTube, sure. I had to, it showed up on my tax return, but if it didn't, it wouldn't change one iota of my life.
At all.
If it changed for him, he'd have to get a job. I came to YouTube after I didn't need a job. Right.
Exactly.
So in the end, I can tell the whole picture. Where I think he generally gets wrong. Let's talk about the video today, which I did not watch the whole thing, but his premise is pretty easy to understand. The housing market is changing. It is crashing all over the place. We are seeing more inventory. Days on market are quadrupling and all of these things. Well, folks, I took the time to compare today to 2018 because I told you all of these bad comparisons with percentages were coming.
That's right.
For example, inventory in my market went up 100%. It did. That is a factual statement. I've had agents. I've shown you my reports. It's true. But let's look at the bigger picture, which he never does.
Ever.
My
He never
market.
puts it in context.
He doesn't, because it doesn't fit his narrative.
Correct.
His
Well,
narrative, it's just crashing.
That and he wasn't around and wasn't doing things.
But he's a
in
chart
that
guy. He
time.
could look,
I would
but he's
think-
like,
I'm pretty sure his settings only go back to 2020.
nah, yeah. But again, let's just talk about real facts. So my market round numbers was 500 active listings, which is terrible.
Mhm.
This was, I think in March.
Yep.
It might've been late. I think it was early March, maybe mid-March, 500, terrible, record low, days of inventory, tough to buy. Today it's over 1,000. Now Reventure would jump on that and say, inventory's up 100%. The world's coming to an end, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm trying to transact in this environment. I am not trying to scare people. I know that in 2018, my market had 2,800 active listings.
You're
And
still a third.
Yeah, I'm a third of that.
Right.
And at 2,800 listings, we only had 3.3 months supply, and a normal market in mine is 4 months, not 6. So at 2,800, we were still less
Right.
than a balanced market. And oh, by the way, again, I'm trying to buy homes. If you actually look at the 2,800 and you deviate it, first time move up luxury, the numbers get even wackier, right? I believe he has tapped into a vein. I believe he is doing an amazing job. I think he is a legend because if you are comfortable doing what he's doing, he is very good at it. I could not do that.
Right.
I could not look myself in the mirror, make $100,000 a year scaring people. I want to spend the next 50 years of my life making people better. I want my life to be about helping people see what is possible, not scaring them. There are channels on YouTube, and I've seen them. We all know who they are, that after you watch 5 minutes, you want to go in the backyard, dig a hole, and bury your head. That is not what this is about. Yes, winter is coming. I've said it. Yes, winter is here. I've said it. I've said it. I've said unemployment's going to double or triple. We've talked about what to do to prepare. Recessions are where you make life-changing deals.
That's right.
I've been through several, and we will be through several more. They are not to be afraid of. They are to be appreciated, respected, right? Don't be arrogant. Like, again, there are some flippers that are flipping $1 million properties in a 300K market. You're going to lose your ass. The market's telling you, and I've told you, that's not going to work.
Right.
So again, it will teach people a lesson. Look at the folks in crypto. They thought they figured it out, right? And I'm not talking about the big Bitcoin and Ether and all of those, Ethereum. I'm talking about all the scams.
Yeah.
Lots of people thought they could turn this 0.000001 thing into a penny and they'd be a billionaire.
Sure.
Well, how did that work out? A scam is always a scam.
Yeah.
Again, I think I am now, there was a time I was jealous. There was a time where I thought I'm doing something wrong. Now I am comfortable saying I am not comfortable doing what he's doing, but good for him. This is what makes the capitalist system work. If you tap into a vein and it's not illegal, he's not doing anything illegal. He is sensationalizing. He is communicating. He is doing an amazing job. His channel is growing and growing and growing and growing. Good for him. I just choose not to watch it because it doesn't tell a complete picture. It doesn't help people be better. I think the last 2 years he's been calling a crash. He has caused people hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in real damage.
Millions. Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk about that.
No.
And oh, by the way, he puts out a video that in 8 hours does 50,000 views that will undoubtedly do 100,000 views today.
Sure.
The guy will make $1,000. Good for him.
That's a lot.
Not for me. $1,000 is not.
No. That's a lot. Meaning you just gave me a lot.
Oh, sorry.
So I agree. And again, we're all looking at the same data elements. Although I don't think I've ever seen him bring up a Black Knight slide. I don't think I've ever seen him bring up one.
Well, it's funny. It's funny. He actually, in the video that I watched 3 days ago, he talked about foreclosures and he said Black Knight. He said Black Knight is talking about, I think it was 680,000 foreclosures.
Right.
But again, he failed to tell the complete picture because a year ago, he said Black Knight has 4.8 million homes in foreclosure and the world is going to end. Right. He did not say, oh, by the way, 4.14 million homes cured, right? Meaning didn't foreclose, are out of the program and doing just fine. He doesn't tell the complete picture. He looks at one fact and sensationalizes. Again, the Black Knight stat is technically true. Correct. There are still 680,000 homes in the process. They have a foreclosure filing, but he's like, it's all going to show up on day one. The market's going to blow up. And again, I've been here a while. I went through a foreclosure crisis where there wasn't 600, there were 3.2 million. And I know how this ends. Yeah. I know how this ends.
For 3 years.
So again, he picks a number, he points at it, he jumps up and down, he shines a bright light on it, but he never tells the whole picture. The Black Knight stat is perfect. 4 rough numbers, 4.2 of 4.8 cured, not a problem.
Right.
He only wants to talk about the 600, which again, math says most of those will cure. A cure can mean sell it, 40-year debt, short sale, whatever. There will be some foreclosures, undoubtedly. There will be I can't wait, dude. This is what I can't wait. There will be a day where foreclosure filings go up 1,000%.
Agreed. For sure.
He is going to jump up and down on that. And of course, fail to say, we had 4 foreclosures last year, and today we have 400. And last year we had 40,000 or whatever the average is. He's not going to tell the whole picture. He's going to jump up and down on 1,000. Oh my God. I can imagine 1,000%. The world is ending. Oh, I can see it already. And he's going to be technically right.
Agreed.
I want to tell the whole picture.
Yeah. So I think, this is where experience matters, right? When we were buying and going through the real estate, that was a crash in 2008. That was
my market went down 75%, and I'm going to keep saying it. I want it to go down 75% again. I don't think it will, but I would love my market to crash 75%.
Agreed. So in '07, 8, 9, 10, or 8, 9, 10, I think it was 8, 9, and 10, we averaged 3 million homes a year going into foreclosure.
Mhm.
We are not getting anywhere near that. Just to, again,
Oh,
I want to put things in
no,
perspective.
no, yeah.
So let's just say the 600 don't cure. Let's just say,
Sure.
even though I don't think that's the case, because if you're in foreclosure, you've been in your house for about a year.
Yeah.
I got news for you. You probably have equity.
Most do, yeah.
Most have equity. So I think number one is you're looking at 3 million foreclosures coming on the market year after year after year, while you have normal people also trying to sell. There was way too much supply. There was not nearly enough demand to eat that up. And so that's what drastically drove the prices down, number one.
Mhm.
Number two, and something I think is almost as interesting, is last year we went into a clip of about 6.5 million homes, right? 6.59 or 6.58,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
600,000 homes is 10%. That is 1 month's supply.
Yeah.
Nationally, that is
Yeah.
1 month supply. If they all got added all exactly on one day,
Which is
impossible. It's impossible.
Dude, we won't even get all 600,000 in the same year.
Agreed. Well, you and I know that, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So the challenge there also becomes you've got 600,000 that, let's just say they come online, which I don't think they will. I think maybe a third of those do.
Yeah.
But I can honestly tell you, in my market, I'm looking at those. So foreclosures are up and actual properties being listed for sale are up.
Yeah.
I can tell you the stuff that is foreclosed on is the crap of the crap.
As it should be. That's what happens.
It means that they had no other out, though. Like they couldn't
Exactly.
sell because the place was such a dump, you know,
Yeah.
and they probably
laddered it up with triple more. There are reasons foreclosure should happen.
Absolutely.
You go get a second, then your life happens and you get this or that. You have to get a third.
Yep.
Sometimes you just let it go.
So at the end of the day, I think it always comes down to, like I said yesterday in one of our videos, I try and clear out the cache in my phone because I want to look at all the different stuff. I want to be looking things up so I can see what other people are saying about it, not get the algorithm to only give me my viewpoint of what I want to see.
Smart.
I want to see everything. Yeah. So in the interest of doing that, I think it is imperative that people listen to both sides. Yeah. Listen to our side, listen to his side, and then you make the decision from there. Do you want to be taking advice from an underwriter of 7 years that runs a YouTube channel, or do you want to be taking advice from people that have made millions of dollars doing what they're talking about?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't put it that way. I mean, again, you got to respect somebody who's got game recognized game. He's got it. Now, I don't particularly like it, but you got to give him credit. He's got it. Let's just admit it. Yeah. So what I would tell you is, do you want to hear from somebody who focuses on a single data point and shines a light on the, do you want to look at a piece of art through a keyhole, or do you want to look at the whole picture?
Yeah.
Either answer is fine. And I'm not going to judge. And again, game recognized game. I am proud. I think he's doing what he does. His communication, his cadence, his hook in the beginning, his titles, his thumbnails. He has got a machine down. He's doing 3 or 4 videos a week, making 10 or 15 grand a month, looking at a keyhole. Good for him. If it works, it works. I used to be jealous, and I have totally flipped. Hey, if that's your thing, 50,000 people watched his video today.
I know.
I could go a week and not get 50,000 views. So
not really anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. But again, there were months I didn't get 50,000 views.
Sure.
So good for him. I'm happy for him. I hope his success continues.
So that's where we'll differ. I love his free speech. I want him to express himself. However, there should be a warning before every one of those videos that all data has not been considered in this video. Because I think that people, generally speaking, I think there's a large percentage of people that are lazy and they won't do the other work and they want something to fit their narrative. Mm-hmm. But then I think there are guys that have been successful like yourself. Your channel's growing, you're doing great things, but you got guys like Minority Mindset. He's over 1 million subs.
I love that guy.
Love what he's doing, right? Yeah. But you could never fault that guy for data.
No,
Like
I like him.
whole
No, I like his
picture,
stuff.
he does a really good job.
I
So
agree.
that's all I think. But I think somebody actually mentioned something and said, hey, there is a guy out there that's just as honest and really big. And he said minority mindset. And I said, that's true, but it took him 6 years to get here. Reventure has done this in 15 months.
I
And
don't
so
know.
so that's what I've looked at is, again, I won't pander. It just is what it is. It's just what it is. So I don't want to take away his ability to say what he's saying.
Yeah.
I just want that.
It's called free speech.
Exactly. I totally want that. I want every viewpoint out there. I think the challenge though is that how does that message continue when the facts continue to prove him wrong?
No, well, so that's the beauty of free speech is, again, I don't want any warning on his stuff. Hey, I don't want any of that, right? I don't want censorship. I don't want any of that. I don't want any flags, any of that nonsense, any of that stuff. Eventually it's going to get to a point where people realize he's been wrong forever.
Yep.
I mean, he's already cost people hundreds of thousands of
millions.
dollars.
It's so big. Like
2020.
Just on my channel, I get multiples a week, and my channel's a fraction the size of yours. I get multiples a week where people say, I watched only his channel. That was my biggest mistake. I waited, and now I can't get into the market.
2020, again, I've done 52 years of history, was the second best year ever to buy a home. He said it was crashing.
Yeah.
The math didn't support it. He went on to say that 2021 was a crash. It was the sixth best year ever to buy a home. And he says it's going to crash. He is now trumpeting that he was right because he's been so wrong, because people got to be getting upset. And he's looking at 1 or 2 data points. Again, it is his free right. I believe that the system will eventually work. People will eventually get tired of the same story and stop watching. But until that happens, I want to wish him luck. Not my thing, not comfortable doing it. I think if you look at a piece of art, you want to see the whole picture. He wants to focus on one dot. Go for it. People are paying him. He's making tons of money. Good for him.
Yep. Bank robbers make a lot of money too.
That's illegal. That's very different.
Mike, where can everybody find you?
One rental at a time, where we try to talk about the whole piece of art. Also, my tax return is real estate based, and that's all I do. I am not a YouTuber. I'm a guy that wants to be remembered 50 years after he's dead, hence it has a channel. But yeah, it's again, I am now to the point where I respect the game, respect his hustle. I think it's like 200,000 subs he has. He makes thousands of dollars a day. Dude, that's where else could you do that than the United States of America?
He sadly listened to my advice of monetizing gifts, talents, and abilities.
He did. Good for him. Cadence, speech, the ability to make pretty charts. I mean, good for him. Respect.
Well, Mike, thanks so much for the time in this video. As I always say, we try and create great content for you. I'm sure you'll disagree with some things that were said in this video. So put that in the subject, or put that in the comments below. I won't block you. I just don't care enough. So feel free to put it in there. And check us out in video number 2, where we are going to talk about something that I have not told Mike yet, but I'm very interested in his response.
I like reacting. Thanks,
awesome.
buddy.
Thanks, Mike.